Yeah. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm still warming it up a little bit here. So I did not have everything open and ready to go. There we go. That's on now. Move that here. Nope, we need it on here. Let's look at this. Awesome, that is working too. Okay, fantastic. Everything is working. Okay. All right. I'll pop out. Okay. Not the one I'm trying to keep open. That's over here. Okay. No, Pinwheel, it seems to be running. I'm just... There's a lot to set up is kind of part of the issue. Right? So we're here just trying to make sure I've got everything running. Okay. Hey, Lainey. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get all of this running. Okay, let's see what's being said. Sorry. Again, guys, I was trying to open up everything. Alright, so Zero, I see you spamming a lot. Let me be clear, Zero. Everything that... So, hold on real quick, TikTok. What I have up there, I actually paid someone to make. I just did. Oh, goodness. Oh. That's closed. It's midnight here, so what should I say? I don't know, Jane. Don't know what you should say. I wasn't even talking to you, Eddie. Or what, does this shirt offend you, Eddie? Is that what this is? Does this shirt offend you? This is odd. Everyone's always so obsessed with the shirt. Like... Oh yeah, you're in the UK. That makes sense. Sure. Yeah, literally... I paid someone, so I don't really know what you want to keep going on about. All right. Chat box wouldn't work for me. Oh, probably CK because it was a scheduled event, so it has to wait until, like, I open it up. Okay. How did that go, Jane? Exactly, Muko. Exactly. And thank you guys for all the heart me's. Oh, thanks, Muko. Oh man, I forgot to update this. No, Zero, you were spamming before when I even said I was in the middle of setting up and I wasn't reading the chat. Got it going, probably user error. Thanks, Anima. No, no call yet. It's just... Someone is always upset. My background isn't anything. Well, on this side, it's not anything. Paying someone to create something from me is, for me, on my behalf, is now pathetic and scummy. Got it. That is out of this world, Swarovski. Yes, there is a portrait view if you wanted to go over to it. Aw, thanks, Incognito. I appreciate that. Oh, Texas man, that's not funny. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Worse since the end. Yeah, you're right. I already answered your question, Zero. Oh, I did this on the wrong side again. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep. Name's Max, 39, and I voted and still support Trump.
Okay. What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
I think I've seen you mention this in the past, but like maybe like the common sense aspect, like you not dialoguing with that one too much. But I would say that's a big one, and I can give a couple examples.
No, that's actually just boring because common sense is different for every individual.
Yeah, I mean I understand how people can disagree, but the
Oh, it's not
80-20
about
rule where the
disagreeing.
majority.
It's just a fact. Common sense is different for every people. Common sense will also vary based off of where you're at, what state you're at, even as small down as to the municipality. Oh, and I thought I muted that, but I have to check. Oh, that's what it is. Bando, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Like common sense isn't a universal thing. It's a universal term that people think is actually universal, but it's not, because if that was the case, it would be the same no matter where you were in the world. It would be the same across the board. Point. No, I'm sure. What's your common sense example?
Yeah, no, I mean I agree. Like everything you're saying with, I mean liberals use common sense gun law as an example. And so I get it, but like trying to nail it down. But that's just my explanation of it. The example I would use might be like the farmers in Africa being genocided as a hot button issue. Like liberals seem to deny that, whereas Trump is very open with it.
Oh, you mean, thank you, Paul, for sending out the gifted membership. Thank you. I have to grab that. So it's not a G side. It's never been determined to be a G side. Was it taken up before the ICJ? Did they file with the ICJ or complain to the Geneva Convention?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're very.
Did they take it up with the ICJ? And did they file a complaint with the Geneva Conventions?
That's my point. Is I'm sure. Like I don't know is my answer, but I'm
sure. So the answer is no, right? And the reason why is because it wasn't just white people, right? It was all farmers, regardless of races, were experiencing being unalived in South Africa. It wasn't just designated to one racial group or religious group. That's what's required, is you have to be attacked on these definitive basis. It wasn't. It was just, this was the occupation. Someone felt like you were stealing from them, so they did X, Y, and Z. Okay?
And I can grant you that you're absolutely right, but
yeah.
I think what's missing... Okay, but I think what's missing is the fact that the response to Trump's, calling this out from Democrats has been very not acknowledging the problem that exists. Can we agree there?
No.
How have Democrats acknowledged the problem?
The problem that every individual, like any farm owner, not just white farmers, are going to face the potential of being killed in South Africa, which doesn't even fit the definition in any way, shape, or form of being a genocide. I thought MAGA was supposed to say America first, right?
We agreed that like you're very educated on these things, and like maybe technically it's not the G word, but my point is, have Democrats acknowledge what Trump is highlighting and how?
Yeah, do you want to know who I actually want to believe about what was acknowledged?
Yeah, no, tell me.
Yeah. How about the South African president talking in the White House and correcting Donald Trump in saying that it's not just white farmers?
That seems to be a sticking point on the race of the farmers.
Right,
and
because again,
I don't know if that's addressing but like the problem.
Why? Okay, maybe we should just
doesn't address the problem.
Maybe we should do it this way. Maybe we should do it this way. Do you think that if there's been 200 owners killed in China that the United States should make a agreement with China to bring in other farm owners from China into the United States?
Bringing in farmers into the U.S.?
Isn't that what he did with the South Afrikaners?
Oh, yeah, a handful of them, right?
Yeah. So, again, so if this same thing was happening in China, are we going to bring over farm owners from China?
I mean, that's a separate issue. I'm talking about the South African issue. I mean, we're talking about China might be its own thing, and I'm not educated on that one. I'm talking about South Africa.
So what you're saying is that, so what you're saying is that you don't apply the same logic just because it's China? Is that what it is?
I'm just because, I mean, the media has covered South Africa. They haven't been covering the China issue, so I'm not as up to speed on it.
This is called a hypothetical.
Yeah, well, hypothetically, I think, well, one, we probably have a lot more influence in South Africa, right?
So now, are you? Influence has something to play into this now? Why? Why does influence plays a role?
Has lots of issues, but if America has a toxic relationship with North Korea, but hypothetically, you know, it's going to go nowhere. You can put all this time and effort for nothing, whereas with South Africa, our time and effort might yield results.
So we should only help another country where farm owners are being killed if we can exert or have some kind of kickback?
I never said that.
No, that was the implication behind your words. You said that because because we have influence in South Africa, it's a different story than if the same problem was occurring within China, because we don't have as much influence there. And South Africa can offer us something versus not the case for China.
I never said they can offer us something, did I?
No, you used a different word, but it was the same meaning.
Influence. I specifically said influence.
Yeah, so we would have to influence the meaning behind what they're doing?
I mean, we only have so many time and people who can address these issues. Therefore, you want to put them on the things you can influence the most, yes.
So we should only do something. So, okay, so let's see. We should only be helping out into like other countries, or helping in other countries if we can get some kind of reward.
Again, I never said reward or resource. This is you putting words in my mouth.
No, it's me using the definition of the words that you are actually saying against your own logic, and then you are then rebuffing against it because these are what you actually meant, but you don't like what the definition of the words are and the meaning of words, because words have meaning.
No,
it's not a genocide. Okay, if you want to say again that it's a genocide, that you want less genocide, it is not a genocide.
Hurt. That's fine, and I can give you that technically, right? Like, we can agree that people use language in very technical and then sometimes in more less technical fashion. I'm sorry. It's just that's what it's been referred to as for the last, couple months, and I'm trained to say the G word, okay? But
no, words have meaning, sir. It's not about we're used. Yeah, okay. So then you have to use the words with the correct meaning. What was occurring within South Africa was in fact not a genocide, because it wasn't done. It wasn't done on anyone based off of race or religion.
I take it back.
People were being, well, stop saying it, because you said it again after you had already agreed with me that it's not a genocide.
I agree. Yeah, I know. And I explained that. I just, the commonality of how it's been tossed out there. But I agree. But my point is, less people being hurt is what I want. All the resource stuff that you're throwing in there is not what I'm saying.
Oh my God, it's what you said. You said influence. You said incentive.
I did not say incentive. I specifically, and it's fine. I mean, and if you, let me just say, people being hurt is bad. And if there's people being hurt in South Africa, where our government has people that will listen to America, unlike China, right? I'm pretty sure you can agree, China as a world power definitely is a lot more positioned to tell America to kick rocks versus maybe South Africa, where they're going to be more open to listening to what we have to say, because obviously third world countries, don't, have the same, ability to just demand anything that they want. And China is by far, has problems. We can agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's just one issue. And I'll end on the fact that I think Democrats were more caught up with just fighting against Trump than addressing a problem that's in South Africa. And that's the thing that makes me vote for Trump.
You already voted. He's already the president. So you can't even say that's the thing that makes me vote for Trump, because he didn't even speak about what was happening in South Africa until after he was already in office. So that's also untrue.
Still support them.
Okay, good. Again, words have meaning, right? So it's still...
Yeah, I'm giving ground on everything that you're calling up. So, I mean, absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
Another issue I would bring up that I think is silly, and this one, you can just call it the,
Can I actually just question you on something? I wanna hold your stance here.
Sure.
Awesome. So originally, and you did backtrack on this, so we're going to give you that, but I'm going to say originally you said that what was happening in South Africa was a genocide. You did since backtrack on that. What about what's happening in Gaza with Israel? Is that a genocide?
Yeah, can we talk about that? I don't know. I want your channel to get dinged.
Is that a genocide, yes or no?
Yeah, I think initially there was a degree of self-defense, but by far today, absolutely.
It is a genocide?
Yes. Today, 100%.
Awesome. Why isn't Donald Trump doing anything to actually stop Bibi Netanyahu?
Yeah, I think the entire political sphere, both red and blue...
Oh, no, I'm just asking specifically about Donald Trump.
Money.
Or how about it's because he's actually like BFFs with Netanyahu? You do realize that Netanyahu went to his wedding with Melania?
Yeah, I think I've seen something about that, yeah. I mean, I think money is definitely probably a bigger influencer.
So if you acknowledge that even the Republican Party isn't doing enough to help an issue that you brought up, right, or at least an issue that you have an issue with, you want to help people, okay? Why would you still support Donald Trump? Your logic's not flowing.
Well, it's not America, right? That's a.
Oh, okay, so great. Then that's
that.
My stance on South Africa. Then it's not America. Do you see how this is, you pigeonholed yourself into a corner. You are the one who backed yourself into a corner here, and you can't even maintain a consistent line of logic. Either that we care about all events that are occurring across the world, regardless of whether it's the United States of America. But you wanted to specifically say that you care about South Africa, but you don't care about Gaza enough to actually speak out and question why no one's questioning it and saying it's okay that it's money just because it's not America.
Let's talk about it. So Gaza, South Africa are two entirely different situations, agreed? Like, you putting them in the same pedestal is unfair.
No, I'm just using, again, your word of genocide, your original pick of the word genocide, against you. Because, again, words have meaning.
But can we agree that this is a complex issue, that you can't just lump all of these genocides into a single category and they're all applied equally?
Gaza is literally a genocide. You know how I gave you those qualifications at the start when I asked you, has there been charges filed with the ICJ and the Geneva Convention?
And I agreed with you.
Yeah. Bibi Netanyahu is refusing to go testify in front of the ICJ. Bibi Netanyahu is refusing to go and testify at the Geneva Conventions, where he's actually being brought up, accused of genocide on Gaza. Surprisingly, this might actually shock you,
crap, right?
by South Africa.
And can we agree that that's bad?
Yeah, but oh my god, do people just not understand? Like,
Well, I haven't had a word to reply because you haven't addressed my issue. Like, if you have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old,
I gave you my answer, didn't I?
Bad,
I gave you my answer. I used the same answer that you just used. You just didn't like it. I said, I don't care because it's not America. Just like what you said about Gaza and Israel. It's cool.
They're different situations entirely. I get it, the category of the G word, and I agree with you, right? Or like at least Gaza is one, and I get that, and I agree. But they're different situations that have to be handled differently. Morally, we agree both are bad, right?
And one is significantly worse than the other.
Exactly. So you agree that
which one's worse than the other?
Grade these things equally.
Which one is significantly worse than the other?
Yeah, by far Gaza.
Okay. But you literally just said in regards to Gaza, you didn't care because it's not America.
Now let me address that, can I?
As long as you address your own logical fallacy that you walked into in regards to that, something that you acknowledge is worse, right? Gaza is worse than what's happening in South Africa.
Bad, though.
No, let me finish for 1 second. Okay. So you have to address where your logic doesn't mesh, right? Because you acknowledge that Gaza is worse, right? Higher on the scale and bad than South Africa. But you want us to do something about South Africa. But you don't want us to do something about what's happening that's worse because it's not America.
Well, I don't know if I did. And I can explain. What I specifically said was Democrats, so Trump's trying to help South Africa, and Democrats' response to that was just kind of ignoring it, right? And then on the flip side, so I didn't say we have to go intervene. Now, hypothetically, I said we have influence in South Africa, whereas in China or somewhere, we don't have as much influence. Okay, good. Then you brought up Gaza. Fine. Gaza's bad too, and even worse, right? We all agree. So we're all on the same page. Now, your point about intervening, well, I said it's not America. Don't intervene as much. And I'm not saying we can't intervene, but, you know, if we invite Netanyahu and we invite a Hamas leader to the White House, similar to how we did with South Africa, I think that would be a good thing. And then let's do the equal application of logic and morality here. Would Democrats at that point treat Gaza just like they did South Africa and just criticize Trump because he was trying to do a good thing in South Africa? Let's say he hypothetically tries to do a good thing with Gaza. Do Democrats just blow their lid and say, you know, this is all bad or something? I mean, handle it similar to South Africa. So, I mean, we both have the same fallacy.
No, we don't. Because what the Democrats did was speak out against the use of the term genocide to describe what was happening within South Africa, right?
They denied it. They denied it quite a bit.
Because it's not a genocide. It doesn't fit the definition in any way, shape, or form because words have meaning. What are you actually not?
The mass murder
of farmers being
White
killed
farmers.
Because of what actually happened in South Africa that made unrest occur? What happened? What has historically happened in South Africa that has caused unrest to occur?
I mean, you can go back 100 years, I'm sure, and tell me about the sins of our father, but
it's not over 100. It's not even over 100 years old, sir.
Well, I didn't, you know.
Have you ever heard of do you know what an apartheid is? Apartheid?
The prison, the open air prison.
No.
Please clarify.
An apartheid is a form of genocide, which is what the white settlers did to the South Africans.
And does that allow them to kill people today? Is that okay?
Oh my God, I'm not saying that.
Because of
I'm explaining the historical context of what happened previously and why we can already have a unit of measurement within South Africa that shows that it's not even just, again, white people being attacked in South Africa. It is all farmers, regardless of race. There's been at least 10 black farmers, right, that were killed as a result of this as well. And there's not even that many, and I'm using air quotes with this, whites that were killed.
So is your stance that the Democrats handled the South African mass murder perfectly great, and like Trump trying to bring attention
it's not
to it
a mass murder.
The G word?
It's not a mass murder.
The definition of mass murder is going to be very small individual, like single-digit numbers.
You can't apply our definition to them because they might have a different definition of mass murder in South Africa.
Well, back to the words matter point. We're using our definition of the G word, so let's use the same logic here. Let's use the mass murder definition.
No, a genocide is an internationally recognized definition. Internationally recognized. Every country actually has their own determining factor of mass murder.
So I can never say mass murder because there's no international like I can say the word mass murder.
Go for it then. You're still failing to understand or even explain the differences in your logic. And give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, dude. I'm not talking to you right now. TikTok, guys, we need to get the likes up to 50,000 in the next 15 minutes because we should have already been there. Just so you guys know. Oh, they never care about that, XO. Just so you know, they never care about that. Go ahead.
So my point wasn't intervention. My point was how, Trump invited someone to the White House, and Democrats just seemed to not want to address a problem. They just were so caught up in the denial and using the international definition, we'll call it that, and the technical aspects. That's fine. But my problem is the mass murder there and how Democrats would be more anti-Trump than addressing a South African problem. Now, Gaza, I would love for Trump to bring those people to the White House.
And he's not. And I just want to be clear. So even according to South African terms and definitions, they don't consider it a mass murder because it's considered a part of their broader problem when it comes to violent crime.
Then I would even take a step back then, because if this is the stance that Democrats have, is
I'm not a
So
Democrat.
caught up on technical. Well, I'm not. I'm just saying in general, Democrats being opposed to Trump, not necessarily you per se, but if Democrats,
I'm not a Democrat, so then that doesn't matter to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But my point is, if they're more
your point is talking about Democrats, and I'm not one, so I actually don't care.
This is why I support Trump.
Is because other people hurt your feelings?
Is because he's doing things to address problems. Democrats get caught up on technical definitions, much like how we are today.
What has he done? Because he did this within his first 2 months, just to be clear, of presidency. What has he done since January 20th to actually fix the issue in Palestine and Gaza? And Israel. I'm going to help you out. He's done nothing. In fact, he sent more weapons. And he even sent F-15s to Israel. He hasn't done anything, which we acknowledge is a larger problem.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
And when it comes to like other issues, right? I didn't even bring up yet Russia and Ukraine. let's talk about the people that actually died under Trump's watch in Ukraine, because he's the one that turned off sharing our military intelligence with Ukraine, which cost people their lives. So he actually has direct blood on his hand in Ukraine. But you don't care about that either because it's not America, right? It's
Hold
only
on.
you only care
What?
about the South Afrikaners because we can provide some kind of
That is not a
influence.
good. It's not a good debate tactic to tell me what
I'm not
believe,
debating.
but,
This is called a conversation.
conversation, sure. Let's call it a conversation too. My point is, you haven't even asked me what I think about this. You're telling me.
I mean, you already told me what you thought about with Israel and Gaza. Specifically, you said it's not our problem because it's not America, right? You said it's not America, so you didn't really care. So since there's also another big issue, right? This one is not
Ukraine,
even
yeah,
considered
Ukraine intelligence.
and
Let's
this
talk
is
about it.
also not even considered a genocide in Ukraine, right? We can acknowledge that it's not considered a genocide. However, when we actually have evidence that Donald Trump sitting back on his hands and making direct action has by no uncertain terms has caused people to get killed. He literally has blood on his hands.
That's a whole separate topic too. So we've gone from my point of South Africa to Gaza now to Ukraine intelligence.
If I'm being honest with you, when it comes to South Africa, when it's a part of their already existing violent crime per South Africa, and it's something that they're individually looking into, and it's not even based on race, and we've known that because they report on it, right? We have it reported since way back before 2020, right? So way back to Donald Trump's first term, and he did nothing about it in his first term. I legitimately don't care as much about South Africa because it's not a problem in the way that everybody is making it out to be a problem, specifically you. It's not. It's been an existing problem for
it's one thing.
At least 8 years, right? So we're just going to say at least 8 years or longer.
Sure.
Right? It's a systemic issue that's not going to go away, and they're actively investigating it to find the root cause of farmers being murdered. And again, it's not even just farmers. It's not even mass murder according to their definition and their standards. They consider it a part of their broader problem with crime. They don't call it a mass murder, right? This isn't even anything,
right?
Yeah, I've already said that.
Well, you asked, so that's why I'm addressing it.
I didn't ask a question.
I misread.
Is right sometimes not rhetorical?
It is.
Perfect.
I misread it.
Fantastic. Cool.
So
that wasn't anything that needed
Gaza,
to be addressed. There were bigger issues that should have been addressed way sooner. And instead they didn't.
And you brought up Ukraine, and I mean, my point is, Trump seems to have a very let's address the problem type stance, and I support that. Whereas the Democrats, not necessarily you, seem to be more caught up on these let's not call it the G word or whatever, and that's not addressing the problem. Now you want to talk about Gaza? I agree with you. I think we're on the same page a lot with this. I'm not a war fan. I'm not a person who wants the military-industrial complex to get more money. So, yeah, Trump not getting an A on that one. But at the same point...
Now, can you bring up the
Biden's
fact that you did also still say that you didn't care because it's not America? Can you address that point yet?
Well, we're not sending weapons to South Africa, are we?
Oh, my God. Is that your qualifier for what makes you care?
One of many. But are we sending weapons to South Africa? Can we agree that this isn't the same type of situation?
It's nowhere near.
Great. So you holding me to this well, your logical fallacy because what you believe on South Africa. Agree to disagree. These are complex issues, and they're not handled all with one big stick.
Cool. So it seems like your biggest issue is your biggest differential is a country defending themselves?
Well, I used to be Democrat. I would love to be Democrat again.
Don't
But
care. Let me guess, you also voted for Obama, right?
in '08, not in 12. So I have a separate issue. I'll bring it up. So, and this one's more, less national, but it seems like applying to your point about logical fallacies, not necessarily you, but again, one side of the house is very for applying hate crimes to, doing a burnout on the street where there's a pride flag mural or taking down a flag from a restaurant. Meanwhile, on the other side, that same logic is not applied. And I'm saying that, destruction of property is bad. Like, it doesn't matter what property it is, it's all bad, and you should persecute it, right? But to persecute it as hate crime, well, how come, if someone takes down an American flag or a Trump flag or any flag that you disagree with, that's not a hate crime, but anytime it's of a specific area, it's a huge thing with, 15 years imprisonment.
Cool. Define a hate crime. What constitutes a hate crime?
Yeah, I don't have the specific definition. I assume it's just like a group of people, right?
If someone steals a flag, the American flag from a restaurant, and then they burn it. Oh, thank you for the bee. Then they burn it. Is that attacking anyone based off of their religion?
That would be based off of their nationalism.
How about disability?
Okay, well, what about the don't tread on me?
How about sexual orientation? How about ethnicity? Mind you, American isn't an ethnicity. How about gender? How about race? How about gender identity? The answer is none of the above, because the American flag is supposed to be all-encompassing. So when we're talking about what actually constitutes a hate crime, it has to be motivated in whole or in parts by any one of the following: victim's race, religion, disability, sexual orientation, ethnicity, gender, or gender identity. Since none of those qualify or fall under that when the American flag is stolen and burned, that is why it is not a hate crime. That is why it is a hate crime to steal someone's LGBTQI+ or trans flag and then burn it, as long as it can be proven in whole or in parts to be based on the offender's basis of gender or gender identity, or sexual orientation as well. That is what makes up a hate crime. You just existing as an American citizen. What do you think it needs to include?
Definition of hate crime? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What does it need to include?
I think targeting people just as for their beliefs in general is, enough to draw the similarities.
Belief in what?
Whether it be who they like to go to bed with, or how they like to vote. Plenty of Trump flags, plenty of Jewish flags, plenty of flags are, destroyed, and they're not hate crimes but only one side of the house seems to push for, this increased punishment. And again, any destruction of property, I agree, is bad and should be persecuted. But to target your opponents based on more or less their ideology and giving them another 10 years of jail possibly, or however many, this is being weaponized as a way to target your adversaries. And there's risk with that. And I think we should get rid of this all. Crime is a crime, right? I think the
Oh
idea
no,
of
I
hate
agree.
crime.
Crime is a crime. Hate crime is necessary. That definition is necessary to be bumped up to a higher level for many different reasons, right? Would you say let's try this. Are MAGA or Trump voters the minority in this country?
Not anymore.
They're not the minority?
They were. I said not anymore.
Okay, so then why would it qualify as a hate crime? They're the majority, they have power. In order for it to be a hate crime, you have to be in the minority. Very similar to racism has to be applied based off of who is in the minority versus who is in power.
Do you believe
So
in hate
therefore,
crime?
it could not qualify under that. Yes, I believe in the definition of hate crime, and I believe that it should be applied to people. If you attack a gay man because he's GAY, then yes, you should be tried for a hate crime. If you take or attack someone that is transgender because of the fact that they disagree with the sex that they were born with and identify as a different gender, then yes, you should be persecuted for a hate crime. If you attack someone based on the color of their skin or their ethnicity, let's say Indian, Asian, African, and you attack them solely based off of that reason, then yes, you should be tried for a hate crime. Abso-fucking-lutely.
So if a black person dies, that should have a harsher punishment than if a white person dies because
If
minority,
it can be
majority
proven,
reasons.
again, if the attack was motivated in whole or in parts on that discriminatory
Because of-
basis,
Yes, I understand what you're saying. I believe in
it
equality.
has to be
Sounds
proven.
like you do not. I believe in equality. You don't. I think a murder is a murder.
So are you saying that hate doesn't exist in this country?
I never said that.
No, but murder is murder. Yes. Cool. Do we not also have varying levels of murder?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So why are they not equal? Doesn't sound like you believe in equality.
I'm not a legal scholar. I can't tell you.
If we have three different levels of murder and then we also have manslaughter. Doesn't sound like
One's
you believe in
premeditated.
equality.
Some are, well, a manslaughter is not premeditated, agreed? That's different. Has nothing to do with what color your skin is.
No, I said three different levels of murder. I said, and then you have manslaughter. Manslaughter is separate. But we have three different levels of murder.
My point is you do not believe in equality. I think you should address that.
What equality do I not believe in?
You seem to believe that if a minority group, all the things considered, right, deserves to have a harsher prison sentence than a non-minority group. That is not equality. That, by definition, is the opposite of equality. That's inequality. You believe in inequality. If a gay, black, all the list you named is murdered for reasons that you said, you think go to jail more. I think murder is murder. If all things are the same, the color of the skin or not isn't the reason to say you get twice as much prison time. You seem to believe in this equal application of the law.
Let's be clear. I believe in equity.
So you admit that you do not believe in equality.
Equality doesn't exist in the world that you're describing, sir. Let's also be clear that apparently let's start with here. I am obviously of a pasty complexion, right? You saw that before you called in?
Absolutely. I agree.
Are
Like,
you
I thought
also
yes.
white?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a minority where I live.
So you just want to be the victim?
No. I'm just saying.
No?
I don't know where you're going with this.
According to the Census Bureau, what is the percentage in the United States that is white?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but I think if you include Hispanics, it's probably majority white, right?
Even taking out Hispanics.
Majority white.
Correct.
But probably not by plurality anymore, right?
We're still, the white individuals in this country still make up 59% of the population.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we're still the majority. Do you, let's see, because here...
I got beat up because of the color of my skin, by the way. So,
then
yes,
you should
a
file
degree of victimhood on my side.
Then, sir, if you can prove that, just so you're aware, that does fall under a hate crime. It says by race. It doesn't make a determination on what color race it has to be. It doesn't say you can't be white. It literally just says race.
But I get it. But I don't think that just because if I were to get beat up versus someone else getting beat up, that my, the people who, person who beat me up should get a bigger crime. I think the crime should be applied equally.
And no. Why are you giving a pass to people that are creating or performing violent actions based upon a prohibited basis? Why are you giving people that are committing violent acts a pass on them doing that act out of hate?
Because I believe it's the action that matters, not the race.
No, it's the intent.
Or ideology.
Incorrect. It is the intent. Same with why somebody gets charged for... Intent is the same reason why people get charged with murder over manslaughter. Because the intention is there. The intention... Why do people commit hate crimes, sir? Why would somebody attack you based off of a prohibited basis?
Ignorance.
No.
Hate.
It's typically to instill fear into other individuals. That is why. So it is the intent that is there. And I'm sorry that for some reason this doesn't fit into your idea or your definition of equality. This is in fact still promoting equality within the country of the United States of America, sir. When we're
to disagree then.
No, you just don't know what equality is, similar to how you also probably don't know what equity means.
Forced distribution of resources, more or less, for equity.
No.
Quality of outcome, more or less.
Oh my God.
Enlighten me.
No. I'm good. Absolutely. For fuck's sake. Here's another TIL. Really quickly, let me get to this. Kurt said, twisting words to fit your narratives is not facts. No, sir, Kurt, just words have meaning. Ashley, thank you for the 5, said, I knew I didn't like Trump, but couldn't articulate why, and now I can thanks to you. Awesome, I'm glad for that. And IT, sure, if you still think that after he basically just said that people should be attacked on a prohibited basis, and there should be no additional punishment in regard to that, you believe that, sir. That's on you. That's kind of gross. Oops. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
22.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you still support him?
Yes, I do.
What's your main reason why?
We don't hold a causal obligation to illegal immigrants, and he's advocating for a bigger ICE so we can deport illegal immigrants, so we don't hold a causal obligation. He doesn't care about Gaza. We haven't caused Gaza to be in a state of dependence. There's a lot. Which one would you like to cover first?
How about you give a definition of causal obligation?
Inherently causing someone to be in a state of dependence based off your acts.
Not really.
No, you asked for my definition.
Oh, so you don't know the definition. Got it.
Oh, no. So the definition is still going to be subjective to multiple people. When it comes to the English
it's not
languages,
subjective. Yeah. It's actually just a definition.
Define subjective.
Subjective is it's not equally agreed upon.
Okay, so does everyone agree that hi means hello?
That one I don't know.
Okay, so if there's a single person, that's the
Oh,
outlier.
I mean, he
in this
sure is 3
situation.
acre.
If there's a single outlier in the situation, that's going to be that what? It's going to be still subjective.
Sure.
Okay, so then you can't sit here and say that it's objective. Like the word
I never
is
said it was
objective.
objective, did I?
Okay, so then when
No,
it comes to
I
this
just
situation,
specifically words have meaning.
oh yes, words have meaning, but what happens to words all the time?
It takes a long time for them to be updated if they develop a different meaning. For example, gay just used to mean happy, and then
Okay,
we've
how
turned
long
it
did
into
it take
something
for
negative.
chill, or like word chilling? How long did that word take to change?
Oh no, that's just like chill still means cold.
Slang. Oh wait, it means cold, but it also has
No,
multiple
so
other meanings
you're
to the
referring
word.
to
They
slang.
added onto it.
You're referring to slang, which is not the same thing.
Oh, okay, but when it comes to like the definition of words, it does change, and we can both agree to this. So I'm
No,
gonna
it
use
has it changed in the
yes.
has it changed in the dictionary, or have they just added slang?
Yep, Merriam-Webster, when it comes to the definition of chill, we can look at the definition that they've actively changed it multiple times through history. So when it comes to definitions of word, they're not going to be objective, they're going to be subjective. If you want to argue from the subjective standpoint, I have no problem with this. I would like you to engage with the causal obligation argument I gave you, though.
Why? I don't disagree with you. Did I
okay.
ever say that we owed migrants anything? No, I've never made that claim.
Okay, so do we owe Gaza anything?
No, I've also never made that claim.
Okay, so then why should we help migrants out if we don't have a causal to them?
In what way are we helping them out? You're going to have to go further into that.
I got you. So when we look at, we can look at the state of New York when it comes to taxation. On the local level, we are actively paying for housing, while housing, food, resources for them to be able to stay in the United States while they are doing asylum seeking. Typically, this is coming from the local taxation in the state of New York, California, a lot more of these blue states. Americans that don't have a causal obligation are helping these Americans out by our taxes. That I would just say, there's a good percentage of people that I would just say hypothetically probably don't want them here.
Gotcha. So really quickly, I am just curious. Do you think that power companies should keep on the power during the winter time if people are unable to pay? In specifically states like
I would just say that
the northern states. Do they have a causal obligation to the citizens and their consumers to keep on the power in the middle of winter if if the consumers are unable to pay the bill?
Yeah, I would just say no. If they
Why is it against the law? Why is it against the law then that they can't turn off the? Why is it against the law then that they can't turn off the power in the middle of winter? So does that not create a hold on? Does that not create a causal obligation then for them to keep the power on if it's in fact against the law for them to turn it off in the middle of winter if a consumer is unable? No.
I will advocate how it ought to be. Do you know what an ought statement is?
So your ought to be is that so your ought to be is that individuals should just be allowed to die in the middle of winter just because they weren't able to afford to pay for energy.
If they do not uphold their side of the contract when it becomes two consenting parties, yes.
Gotcha.
I have no problem with this. If there's two people in this situation and one of them doesn't uphold their agreement, why should the other side uphold their agreement? Yeah.
Why does this not surprise me?
Oh, you're saying that this is surprising. Every single time you pass a homeless person, the Good Samaritan Act, you can give them food and everything or money. Do you do this every single time you see a homeless person?
No. Do I have a causal obligation to hand money to every single homeless person that I drive by?
Nope.
Do I have a causal obligation to carry cash on me in order to make sure that a houseless individual that is on the side of the road to hand them $1 every single time?
Kind of like the same situation as the company. They do not have a causal obligation if you do not uphold your side of the contract.
But that's not true. It's within the law.
Wait, if the law was immoral, saying that you can own another person, would this be okay?
Not in today's society. and not by my
not
own
in today's
beliefs.
Society, but based off of legality, since you're appealing to legality. in
I'm
this
not
situation,
appealing to
you're gonna have
legality.
fight-
I'm actually just
Wait,
asking you to clarify. So
I
what,
have
even
already
what you were
clarified.
just saying, because you were also making appeal to legality with your own
Nope.
causal obligation in regards to immigrants,
Nope.
and you all did you
Philosophical,
did
we
you
can
or
look at
did
dumb
you
logic.
not did you or did you not bring up tax law and taxes in New York being used to house immigrants? Yes or no?
Yeah, I
Did
would
you?
just say
Oh,
that
you
tax
did.
base-
So then yes, sir. You also brought up an appeal to legality when you
Yep,
brought
and
up
I
the
would just say
taxes.
how
I'm
odd to
so
be-
sorry that I'm breaking your script and what you're trying to go off of.
Yep.
So
And we can
let's
go with
be
the
clear.
situation of taxation,
Oh,
and I would
oh
advocate
wait,
for a
he
more
just
open
admitted.
market.
He just admitted that I made him
Yeah.
break his script. Oh, that is
Okay,
so
and I can-
funny. That is
I can
so funny. I
explain that.
love it.
I
I
can
love it.
explain it.
I love it. Are you
can
also a
explain it to
Christian?
you.
Are you also
Nope,
a Christian? Oh,
No,
that's
I'm not.
good because you don't care about individuals. You don't care about humans at all
We
in
don't
this
have a
world.
causal obligation to them. and
Oh
even
my
with this,
God.
I-
Okay, so let's be clear about what's going on with whatever his name is really quickly. Is he just wants to continue to spew hateful rhetoric saying that we don't owe anybody anything, and that's fine. If you want to live in your own world, live on your own island, sir. Live on your own island, stay there, and please get away from every other human being in existence, especially within the United States of America. Maybe you should actually go on to maybe you should buy if assuming you could even afford it, maybe you should go and buy E's Island, like Jeff E's Island. Right? I know which one you're talking. You know which one I'm talking about, right? So you should go and buy his island, and then you should live there and separate yourself from the rest of humanity. Because let's be clear, you don't like people. When in fact we actually have basic human rights, right? We have basic human rights that would actually say that we should advocate for each other. We have a moral obligation to each other to a degree in which we should advocate for each other. So, for example, if we want to bring up the gentleman that stands out on the road, 7 days a week, right? They're asking people for money. You know what would be the moral obligation I could have there is help him find a job, which I've actually have attempted to do for some homeless individuals. If I drive by them again, I'll give them a pack of water. I'll give them water because that's just kind, right? I'm not saying that we have to help each individual, but I just also want to be clear. I also wouldn't even say, not even once, right? Not even once, that somebody should die based upon their inability to pay for a basic human need that is required in today's society in order to survive. I'm sorry, you actually don't care about you don't actually care about humanity. And so therefore I would say that you need to distance yourself from the rest of humanity and go live in the woods. You should also give up all of your technology. You should go live in the woods, give up all of your technology, right? And go live by yourself and stay away from the rest of humanity. You shouldn't ever marry. You shouldn't ever procreate. You should never have kids because you actually have no causal obligation to kids, obviously, because it's not you personally. You're not personally affected. You just happen to bring them into the world or participate in their procreation because let's be clear, you personally, sir, don't have the ability. I guarantee that you weren't born with a uterus. So if you were born without a uterus, you also don't have the ability to carry and nurture a fetus within inside the womb to give it life. So you didn't even do the hard work. You got 30 seconds of fun to get your rocks off and then happen to have a kid. I hope to hell that you never have children. You're the reason why we should actually teach abstinence-only education. Like, sorry, not sorry. Like, you're actually kind of weird. Very fucking weird. Like, you are the reason why abstinence-only education should be promoted and pushed because I hope to hell nobody sleeps with you. I understand that the reason why, 30 seconds, exactly, guys. The reason why New York had a code in place for their taxpayer money to go to assisting immigrants within the United States that were sent to their city from states like Texas and Florida, right? Let's not forget that Greg Abbott literally bragged about being the one that sent all of those immigrants on buses, all of the legal immigrants that were asylum seekers on buses to New York City in the middle of winter, where the only other thing that would have happened if we hadn't put them up or assisted them with finding housing is that individuals, specifically immigrants, would be dying on the streets of New York City, creating another issue where we would have rotting bodies in the middle of winter just all over New York City because of how many immigrants were sent there by Greg Abbott, who again brags about it the entire time, that he's the one that sent all of those immigrants to sanctuary cities in the middle of winter. sir.
Just
I'm
go
so
back to the
sorry that I
sentence
actually
how we know.
advocate for a level of humanity of taking care of individuals,
Wait, if you're saying
right? Or
humanity, all
taking
you've
care of the
given me was
fact
an
that
emotional
no,
argument. Can you
it
give me a
would
real
actually be
argument?
wrong. It would be
Can you give me a
morally
real
wrong in this
argument
case.
other
It would
than
be
emotional
objectively
argument?
bad, right? Because it causes a level of harm for power companies to turn off the energy supply. Oh,
Wait,
he
then
said
you
a
should
slur?
uphold your side of
You've
the
lost the debate
contract.
when you've said a slur.
Then you
Just,
should
and I only say
uphold
that
your side
because
of the
you are actually
contract.
using debate bro tactics. I'm not debating with people. I got you guys. He's gone. Let me guess. I am that slur? I'm always that slur, right? According to these individuals. And no, Liz. Let me put this up. Okay, Liz asked, so should I get the same sentence for stealing a candy bar as a car? They're both stealing. So, of course not. In my opinion, Liz, you shouldn't. But the very first caller's opinion, you would get the same sentence. Like, that's really his opinion there. Guys, you are not tapping the screen on TikTok. You have 5 minutes to get to 75K likes, or we are going to sub only for a little bit. And yes, Rico, back to back. I'm trying. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Yeah, is it a bonus? Listen, I try to make it funny that way. Okay, I do try to make it funny that way. All right, we do have... Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hello? Thank God, thank God. I've been trying to get on.
Okay.
Appreciate you taking the call.
Yeah, no problem. How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I did.
And do you still support him?
Well, partially and partially not.
What is your main reason for still supporting him?
I like that he's getting a lot of stuff. It seems like things are happening. You hear what I'm saying? Like, things are moving. When Biden was in office, there just wasn't enough action. Like, I didn't see action. You know what I'm saying?
I
He
mean,
didn't speak to the press so much and all that.
is it now required that presidents are like on, you know, TV every day or something?
Well,
Good job,
you know,
TikTok.
humans, sometimes they make mistakes, sometimes this, sometimes that, but it seems like he, you know, at least he's trying, you know, and it
Yeah.
seems like he really is. But the reason why I supported him, well, two things. Number one, there are some pros and cons. Like, I did not like Elon Musk, and I never was a fan of the billionaires and all of that, and I thought it was a massive mistake taking him in, and that was a big issue for me. Like, it really bothered me that he was in office, and like doing like the billionaire, like dictating all that. And also, like, what I would like to say is, you know, Republicans, Democrats out there in the real world, we mostly agree on a lot, and we're normal people. You know what I mean? So in my line of work and stuff, I work with a lot of Democrats, and they're great people. I work with Republicans, they're great people. And I think they want us to be arguing like this because the big, powerful elite...
They don't.
What was that?
I said they don't, because Donald Trump is the one that wants to, like, imprison individuals like myself that speak out against him. He said it on the campaign trail. And neither over on the Purple app. I see you in the chat. If I lumped everyone together, I'm sorry. I was just using it as a point of clarification for the other person.
But
Sorry,
the reason
not
why
you.
I voted for him, like, as a 28-year-old man, doing the
I
alternative with...
Don't care about why
Kamala,
you voted. I wanted to know why you still support him, because those are two different things. And thank you, Chris, for also subscribing. I appreciate that. I don't consider them
saying,
to
like,
be the same thing.
Yeah, look, it always is like this in politics. Like, you vote for somebody and then they get in. And then it's like, oh, man, like, I'm sure a lot of Democrats were very upset with Biden, too. It seemed like that, you know, the way he was. And just, he was very slow, to be honest. But
Yes,
about
he
the
was
whole-
old.
And what I'm liking is RFK, the health, being healthy, and all of that. I was a big fan of all of that. And
Is that why we have like our largest measles outbreak in the states like Texas? Because RFK and saying that vaccines are unsafe?
yeah, we had outbreaks all the time, but
Our largest measles outbreak with the most number of accounted deaths, and I think since the vaccine was put into existence in the United
are we able
States.
to Google this? ChatGPT, like, was it?
I don't
because of
use
him?
ChatGPT. Oh my god.
Is this like specifically because of him? I don't know. I'm asking you.
It's because of rhetoric like his that say that vaccines are unsafe or that they cause certain types of divergence from the norm.
So you're saying it's his rhetoric?
Yes, it is rhetoric like his. People that are anti-vaxxers that speak out and say that it causes, again, certain type of mental divergence that we know just to be natural and that has existed since the beginning of time. They just didn't have a word for it or a diagnosis.
Right, but like, I mean, me and you would probably agree that getting rid of these like toxic dyes and all that stuff isn't healthy.
Oh, no, I mean, I agree that the food coloring that we have in the United States is unhealthy. They don't even use it in a lot of other countries. Do you know what it in Italy? Do you know what it would be like to the best kind of gelato would be?
No.
It would be white
Oh yeah.
because it's the most pure and has no artificial coloring.
But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and tell you that just because somebody supports a certain candidate, it doesn't mean necessarily that like.
Oh, sorry,
we have
guys.
to pick like when it comes to election time, we have to pick, right? We have to pick between. When I saw Kamala answer the phone and she was on the camera app, she didn't seem real to me. Like she didn't seem authentic when she was talking. Like as a 28-year-old man. As a 28-year-old man, like if she picked a more masculine running mate, and just it didn't seem like she was representing my demographic. Does that make sense?
So, I just
Like,
want to be
sorry?
clear. Your main reason for not supporting her is because she was in fact a woman.
She wasn't what?
You said she doesn't represent your demographic. What is your demographic?
Just a 28-year-old guy.
Oh, okay.
Like when she
So
talked
you
about
don't support. I just
abortion,
want to be
like-
clear. So you didn't support Kamala Harris because she didn't represent your demographic. That's what you said.
Well, for
No, just
example-
is that what you said? Yes or no? Did you not say you couldn't support Kamala Harris because she
Yeah,
didn't
because I couldn't
represent
relate
your
to her. That's a better
demographic?
way of saying it. Like she didn't. I couldn't. There was nothing relatable for me as a 28-year-old guy.
Right.
Like when she talks about abortion, I'm not a woman, and it just it has nothing to do with me. So I have nothing. I mean, I don't even relate to that topic. Like it just in my life, it has nothing to do with me. So she's talking about things that just don't matter to me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
And you don't think it doesn't matter to the other 50% of Americans that, I don't know, are women?
Yeah, for sure. But
Oh,
it seemed like
okay.
she-
So is it not
for them.
possible for any candidate? So, like, in that case, why on earth did you support Donald Trump? He also talked about outlawing abortion. But that subject doesn't
But
matter
you-
to
you
you. So
talked about bringing
he
it back to
talked
the
about, his entire first, just to be clear, his entire first candidacy, he specifically talked about getting them to overturn it at the SCOTUS level, right? Roe v. Wade to be overturned. And that is therefore talking about abortion. In a March 2016 interview with Chris Matthews, he specifically said that he believed that women should be punished for having an abortion. How on earth could you support someone like that? Because abortion doesn't matter to you, sir.
So wait, can I tell you something?
No. I
seems
need
like-
you to answer this specifically.
Oh, yeah, I'll
You
answer it.
said
He
that you
didn't-
couldn't
he-
support. Hold on, just give me a second. You said that
Yeah,
you
go
couldn't support Kamala because she doesn't fit your demographic. She doesn't represent your demographic, meaning that she's not a male, for one. She's not a man, for one. So she didn't fit into your demographic. She's not 28 for two, I guess, is your other part, which newsflash, you can't be president until you're 35 at minimum. That's the
Right.
lowest age, okay? Right? So no one's going to fit your age demographic. So we just have to go based off of what you just said about you being a man, okay? Boy. So therefore, the main reason you couldn't vote for her is because that she was a woman and therefore doesn't represent you. And then you said the other reason why you couldn't support her is because she campaigned on, right? And this was just one small part of her campaign. It wasn't even her biggest part of her campaign, on women's rights for reproductive health. Okay? So now let's go back and go back to Donald Trump, who literally campaigned on stripping away women's rights to reproductive health in the 2016 election year, right? And then who bragged about it in 2022, 2023, and 2024 throughout his entire campaign trail. Bragged about it. Thank you, Rich, for the money gun. So how can you support him when he also campaigned very heavily on being a part of anti-abortion movements?
Can I explain to you what actually happened, though?
Address what I just said specifically
so
first.
They turned it over to the states. So states like California actually have...
I'm gonna help you out with this. Hey, what is the holding? What is the name of the case that overturned Roe v. Wade?
I don't know. I have no idea.
The Dobbs decision. What does the Dobbs decision say in the holding?
But don't you understand my point? That
No, because it wasn't returned to the states.
It's now the states. Some states did ratify
It
laws.
wasn't returned to the states.
It was. It was returned.
It wasn't. Let me help you out with something. So the holding in the Dobbs decision, which is the part you actually have to read, right, says that it is returned to the people and their elected representatives. Okay? The people and their elected representatives.
Isn't that better, though? That now you get...
No. What's the first one that I just said? What is the first one that I just said?
To the people.
The people. Okay. Do you know what a citizen-initiated ballot measure is?
Yeah.
What is it? Describe it to me like I'm a child.
What'd you say? Citizen ballot measure?
Citizen-initiated ballot measure.
That's when you put it on the ballot. They vote to put it on the ballot.
Who votes?
You get signatures.
Who does?
What do you mean? You're passionate about an issue.
Who does? Who gets signatures to put it on the ballot?
People. The citizens.
The citizens, right? 24 states do not have citizen-initiated ballot measures, meaning that in just under half the country, the citizens, the people within those states, do not have a voice. And let's be clear, in the holding, it said people and their elected representatives. It doesn't say people or their elected representatives. So therefore, it was actually returned to the people and elected representatives, meaning that the people are required within that definition to have a voice, because it's not and, it is not, it is and it is not or. It is a collective. So it has to be the people and their elected representatives. Not only do 24 states not have citizen-initiated ballot measures, but an additional 2 only have what they call a veto referendum, which means that after a law is already initiated and put in place as law, enacted as law, citizens may be able to then, after it's been enacted, sign a petition for a ballot for it to be vetoed at the legislative level. So again, that now is just over half the country. 26 states do not have upfront voices within those states. So tell me, how is anything actually following the Dobbs decision in saying that it is returned to the people and their elected representatives? Not or, and. How is anything returned to the people in the Dobbs decision when half the country, more than half of the United States, do not allow for their citizens to have a voice up front on the laws that govern their bodies? I'll give you an answer since I seem to have stumped you. No, I stumped you. So let's be clear on what the answer is. It's not.
You what me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I broke your brain.
No, because we're
Because
going
this is
into the
nothing you've
details
ever
with
considered.
that- with
No,
that
I'm
saying
bringing
again.
this up because you said that you couldn't vote for Kamala Harris, not only because she didn't fit your demographic, meaning that she was a woman, because again, your age is not in the picture, right? But because she talked about and advocated for women's health reproductive rights. And that was a very small part of her
But
campaign.
I'm not even
Right?
pro
So
or
let's be
against it. I'm
clear.
not even
You
saying whether
you
I'm pro or
identified
against
yourself more with a 78-year-old man who is a 34 count convicted felon, who is a civilly adjudicated sexual assaulter. That's who you advocate, that's who you align with more? That's who you see more of yourself in? Is a 34 count felon who is a civilly
but that's what I
liable
was saying
sexual
before.
assaulter.
Back to what I was saying in the beginning.
No, can you just answer this?
No, I hear what you're saying, but
So I know, I just
They were
want to be
going-
clear.
they were
Your
going after-
your values align with a 78-year-old man. Like, you can see more of yourself in a 78-year-old
twice-
man who
twice
is a
as
34 counts convicted felon, who is also a
Everyone knows
held
that.
civilly
Everyone
liable
knows
sexual
that.
accounter, sexual assaulter.
Everyone knows now that was just a sham. Like,
No,
were
they
going after him
don't.
over ridiculous
He has
stuff.
lost time and time again in appeals court. He has lost every single appeal. Every single appeal he has lost. So that is not true. When you continue to lose the appeals, that means you are still guilty and you are still held liable.
But they went after him in New York over things that, like, the what they go after him about. They said Mar-a-Lago was worth $20 million. Like, they were saying like crazy stuff in that whole thing. Like,
Yes, and he got to dodge
What's
all
her
of
name?
the
Letitia
pending.
James.
He got to dodge all of the pending criminal indictments and civil cases that were being held against him because he won the presidency. So individuals such as yourself helped Donald Trump skip out
isn't
on
that-
prosecution.
isn't that the
And to
ultimate
find
thing?
us and to find out if he was guilty or not. You skipped out on letting us know to find out, to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that he was innocent of all said charges. You are
promise
responsible.
you- I
But I
promise
want
you,
you,
Jennifer.
let's be clear. Hold on. Let's be clear. Let's try this again, okay? Because I don't think you're understanding. So let's quantify again that you voted for Donald Trump because you couldn't see yourself within Kamala Harris because she was a woman and she talked about advocating for women's health rights, correct?
well, if she had a running mate that even if she elected even a running mate that had some sort of masculinity or anything, like something like.
What is required for masculinity? What is your definition
First
of
of all-
masculinity?
Did you see her? Did you see her? What's it called?
No, define masculinity. What are traits of masculinity?
Just a good man. Just a good man.
What qualifies a good man?
Somebody with good morals. A good, just not. He was a goofball. Like everyone knows it. Even SNL made fun of it. Like everyone made fun of it. Everyone knows it. He was very basic.
Good morals. Good morals. Okay, you brought up morals, right? Good morals. That's what makes up a good man?
But wait a second.
No. Yes or no? Good
I understand what
morals.
you're doing here.
Good
You're putting me on a tiny
morals.
little thing, and you're not letting me even say.
Words have meaning, sir.
Yeah, I understand, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that when the alternative was Kamala, and it was just very scripted, and she didn't seem authentic to me, and that's it. That's the reason why I voted for Trump. He was just way more authentic. He was just an authentic person.
And you could align yourself with him, right? You could see yourself within Donald Trump.
Not really. I mean, I like what's his name a lot better.
You could see yourself within Donald Trump, right? Like that's why you voted for him.
I'm not saying I'm Donald Trump, no.
So can you now explain what good morals are and what makes up a good man and therefore what makes somebody masculine? Because I'm still waiting. Also, TikTok, 125,000 likes. Let's go. You guys keep tapping and then stopping. Keep going.
I like JD Vance a lot better. He's a good guy.
So you just don't like women, right?
That's not true.
It's not?
It's just no. It's
What
just,
did
imagine,
JD Vance say about women when he was campaigning?
Wait. I just want to say something. The same way, right? The same.
I'm good. Also, TikTok, give me a second. I gotta mute for a second. All right, just a friendly reminder, over on YouTube, we do have super chats and memberships available. This is my first day ever streaming on Twitch. So guys, forgive me. I'm trying to read all your comments. Like, it does get a little overwhelming running multiple chats, so please forgive me there. But yeah, guys, I know the viewership is going to be lower today. It does look like it's way low, even for me on YouTube, and that's okay. It's just been it's what happens when you run on multiple streams, right? But yeah, if you guys send a super chat or you become a member, it will go right up on the stream, just like you've already seen. Okay. Yes, guys, I know that there was no audio. It's what we do. Just a friendly reminder as well, guys, if you watched my first pinned video on my page on TikTok, it explains what this is about. There we go. It explains what this means. So go watch it on TikTok to find out what this is and find out how to get entered and see what you can win. And don't forget to hit that red button up here at the top. Right up here. I'm not trying to zoom in and it keeps zooming in. All right. Phone lines are back open. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Roasting all over your motherfucking face, bitch ass nigga. Later.
Can we have a serious person call in? All right, well, mods, you know what to do in the chat on TikTok. Have at it. I've said that before, Harley. I agree with you. Hi, Mike. Did you vote for Trump?
Hello.
Hi. How old are you?
Not sure what age has to do with anything. I'm of age.
Done. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you? How old are you?
I'm 51. How old are you?
Early 30s. Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Do you still support him?
Y'all, yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
What's your main reason why?
Well, the main reason why I voted for him?
Why you still support him? I don't care about why people voted for Donald Trump anymore. We are going into full 7 months into his administration.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
why do you still support him?
It's the same reason. It's the same reason. It's because he has a very great way of pissing off Marxists.
Oh, got it. So you actually
people
don't stand for anything. Got it. Hi, how old are you? Hello? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, excuse me? Hello?
How old are you?
I'm 52. I support Trump because he was on that island. And I...
Giddy up. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Fucking children, man. All right, let's try this again, Mike. How old are you?
35.
Cool. Did you vote for Trump?
I did not vote this session.
All right, thanks, man. Don't know why you requested then. A lot? Oh my God. Thank you, Brett. Thank you for the DJ glasses. I love that gift. Yeah. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
How old are you?
65.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Do you still support him?
Yep. You got to give him a chance. He's only been in there 7 months.
Why do you still support Trump?
Because you got to give him a chance on what he's trying to do and get everything straightened out in this country that the Democrats have screwed up so badly in the past 4 years, opening the gate. I mean, opening our borders. Nobody mentions the cost of Medicare, all this money that we've been paying to these immigrants that have not paid one tax. Now, I do give you this. There is a few
I'm just
that come in and
curious.
started
I'm
working.
just curious. Did you ever say the wait and see line when Biden was in office?
Yeah, what?
Did you ever
Did I
say the wait
Yes.
and see line when Biden was in office?
A wait and see? Yeah, wait and see 4 years to see what he was. No, because all he ever did and said was just screw this country up. Pulled out of Afghanistan, had a lot of people killed. Trump's been in.
Let me help you there, real quick.
Excuse me.
No,
he said, in 90 days, I'm going to stop the war.
No.
In 90 days,
Hey,
he said,
hey,
I'm
buddy,
going to stop that
buddy,
war.
buddy,
And the people
buddy,
said,
buddy.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna help you out with something. What was
Go
the
ahead.
name of the agreement that started the pull out of Afghanistan? That said we were going to pull out of Afghanistan. What was the name of that agreement?
I don't know, ma'am. All he did was
No. Okay. Let's try this.
I
Who
can't tell you that.
signed?
I really
Who
can't tell you that.
signed? Who signed the agreement?
I don't know. It just came up all of a sudden. We're pulling out of
Oh,
Afghanistan.
so you don't? No, it's not
There
all
was
of a
no-
sudden.
no, there
It's not
was
all
no
of a
plan
sudden.
on it.
It's not all of a sudden. No, there was a plan. There was a very specific plan. It was called the Doha Accords that was signed by Donald J. Trump with the Taliban. He didn't go to the Afghani government. He went straight to the Taliban. In fact, he invited them to Camp David in order to negotiate. And a part of that negotiation was releasing 5,000 Talibani prisoners that allowed them to go back home to Afghanistan and then take over the Afghani government, right? And then release additional Taliban prisoners that were being held in their own country, who were then the individuals that went and kamikazed themselves and unalived 13 United States citizen soldiers, right? Under the Biden administration. If you are going to blame Joe Biden for Afghanistan, then you sure as fuck better be also blaming Donald
You
J.
don't have to
Trump.
cuss. We're trying to have a reasonable conversation.
I
now.
can't be
I'm letting you
reasonable with
speak.
somebody
I'm
that
letting you
doesn't even
speak.
understand
So don't be
basic
cussing,
facts.
Please. See, that's what's wrong
Why?
with the Democrats. You
I'm
don't
not
know
a
one way or the other.
Democrat.
What?
I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a liberal. Did I just say
Okay.
what's wrong with you,
Well, okay,
MAGA,
then.
or
Okay,
what's
well,
wrong
hold
with
on
you
a second.
Republicans?
Am I correct in
No.
calling you ma'am? Am I correct in calling you ma'am? I want to get this straight. Am I correct in calling you ma'am?
Why does the F-U-C-K word bother you? It's just a term that's ingrained within our language.
No, it's
that
a
wasn't
disgusting
even
word, and there's no reason when you're trying to carry a civil conversation with somebody that no cuss words have to be presented. I know
It's a
you're
part of my
upset,
vernacular.
and I'm upset too.
Do you happen to know what
so
vernacular
just
is?
calm down. You don't have to use the word, that word.
What is vernacular?
Ma'am?
What is vernacular?
I don't know what vernacular is. I don't know what that means. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I can see what's going on in the news and what's going. Let me tell you. Can I give you one for instance?
No.
Can I give you just for one for instance?
No.
Oh, then I can't. Well, then I guess
No.
the conversation is over with.
Okay.
You don't want to have a decent conversation.
No, sir.
So you're
If
an
you don't
idiot
understand, if you don't understand,
you
if
don't
you don't understand when people use the F-bomb and it's just a part of their natural language and it's the way that they talk, it's a part of their syntax, it's a part of their everyday life. Because I don't know about you, sir, but I literally grew up with parents who served this country and they said it in everyday life, right? So that's literally a part of my vernacular, meaning it's a part of my everyday vocabulary where I say it on an almost daily basis in a lot of different conversations. It's not hateful, okay? It's not a bad word. Everybody just takes it that way. It can also just be used as a form of expressing exasperation, which is exactly kind of how I meant it, and also making an explicit point to you that if you're going to blame one person who isn't even the one that signed the agreement that outlined the pullout of Afghanistan, then you also sure as shit need to blame the person that actually signed the agreement about the pullout of Afghanistan, who also part of his campaign trail in 2020 that everybody seems to apparently forget, right? That he said that if he was reelected for president, that guess what, sir? That all of the troops that were in Afghanistan would be home by Christmas of 2020. And then what happened? He lost the election. He took his word back. He was going to let Joe Biden handle the rest of that pullout. So if you're going to blame Joe Biden, then yeah, dude, you better give at least half that blame to Donald J. Trump. And you better educate yourself.
Let me know when you're done, ma'am. Let me know when you're done speaking so I can have my word too, because I don't want to interrupt you while you're speaking. So, okay, you're right. Donald Trump, here's the whole thing. If Donald Trump did before his first election, here's the whole thing. Now, thank you for putting this together for me. Okay, so Trump said that he was going to pull out of Afghanistan with no troops hurt. He got with Taliban on TV. They showed it. And this is what he told them.
And he took them to Camp David. He literally took them. He took them. Dude, you cut me off. You cut me off. You cut me off with saying, no, sir. Let's be clear. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Let's be clear. You said, let me know when you're done speaking. In the middle of my sentence, you said, let me know when you're done speaking. I don't want to cut you off. And then you continue to talk regardless. So no, sir, don't get mad when I literally just pull the same stuff that you just did to me on you, and then now you're upset. Like, calm down, buddy.
I'm not upset because
when
you
cut me off, literally in the middle of my sentence, all because the facts are hurting your feelings. Okay, Donald Trump promised. He promised as a part of his campaign that he would have the troops home by Christmas. He didn't even make it a guarantee that it had to be if he was elected, just like, and I will have the troops home by Christmas, right? He didn't promise that nobody would die. Nobody could make that promise, sir. And we don't negotiate with terrorists when there was actually a governing body within Afghanistan. It was the Afghanistan government, right? The Afghani government existed. But instead of negotiating directly with the government that was there, the governing body, to determine what to do and how to get people, our people out of there and try to make sure that people didn't die, he went directly with the terrorist group instead. And then that's why people died, because we released 5,000 prisoners. We didn't even wait until our people were home, our troops were home before. Oh, why are you slurring now? Did the F word really offend you that much that you're slurring and that you called me a see you next Tuesday? Woo! What a little butt. If Donald Trump gave a shit, he would have waited to release the prisoners or made it a part of the agreement to not release the prisoners until after the full pullout of Afghanistan. At least in my honest opinion. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
How old are you?
25.
When were you born?
3/29/2000.
Why are you whispering?
I'm not.
Did you vote for Trump?
No.
Okay, well thanks, man. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Got your dick out, ready to jack off to my...
You're weird. Okay. Thanks. They usually do. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
How old are you?
30.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah,
Do you still support him?
absolutely.
What's your main reason why you still support Trump?
I have a few points.
Just
and I'm
your
gonna
main
list them
reason.
off.
I know. I just want your number one. We'll go one at a time, man.
Okay, America's gained 7 million new jobs, more than 3 times the government's projections in the last, since Trump's been in. So there's 7 million new jobs right there. That's a good thing. Middle class
Based
family
off of
incomes
what
increased
source?
Nearly $6,000.
7 million new jobs since January 20th, 2025. Let's see. There is no evidence. It's just, so according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, it's just that the total employment is expected to grow by 6.7 million jobs from 2023 to 2033. So it's projected over the next 10 years, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. There is nothing that supports or even says that there's 7 million new jobs created since Donald Trump was president. Now, is it true that we have 7.7 million jobs available? Yes, but those jobs have been available. It's not new jobs. They've
still
been
trying to
available.
create 7 million more jobs, whereas every
Trying
other
to, but
political
you
party
just said
hasn't.
that. No, let's be clear. You said he did create 7 million new jobs since he's been in office. Not that he was
You're right,
trying
and
to.
I misspoke there. I meant to
That's
say trying to.
no, that's an obfuscation.
Yeah, I misspoke there.
That's an
But
obfuscation.
he's still trying to, whereas every other political party isn't.
No,
Another point I have
every political party has always advocated for creating new jobs. There was literally the Infrastructure and Jobs Act passed under Biden's administration, which in fact did create new jobs. We also have the Chips and Science Act, which also did in fact create new
How many
jobs.
new jobs comparatively to the Trump Association did Biden do?
Comparatively, let's see.
Yeah. Let's compare it.
Yeah. So they created an additional 2 million new jobs after the COVID, right? After that extreme spike when we dropped back down to 3.4% unemployment rate under Biden's administration. So, like, for example, Donald Trump actually lost jobs, and I don't hold that against him, okay? So after the spike of the unemployment, we saw that it was 9 million new jobs actually reoccurred under Joe Biden, which was 2 million more than what was created or what was lost under under Donald Trump. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
What's your source for that?
I just gave it to you.
What would the website be that I can look at for that one?
Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Bureau of Labor Statistics? Okay, I'll check that out after. Anyways, another point I have. I could be wrong on that. I could be right on that. Who knows? Anywho, another point I have. Middle-class family income has increased nearly $6,000, more than 5 times the gains during the previous administration.
Middle-class family increased $6,000? So since 2025?
More than 5 times the gains during the previous administration.
6,000 since January 20th, 2025. That's family increase. And you said salary, right?
No, I didn't say anything about that. I just said
Okay.
the family income has increased nearly $6,000.
Oh, family income. Okay. Income increased.
Also, the unemployment rate is at 3.5%, which is the lowest in the last half century, which is great.
Wait, what? The unemployment rate's at 4.2%. We don't get the July numbers until August 15th. June, it was at 4.2%. Also, it's also not the lowest it's been. Biden surpassed that, right? He also surpassed 3.5. He hit 3.4%. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Joe Biden hit 3.4% unemployment April of 2023.
Fake news. That's a left-wing website.
The Department of Labor Statistics.gov is a left-wing website. What?
Jobless claims have hit nearly a 50-year low.
Got it. So you're just up here to spew all the talking points. Do your shins hurt from this obstacle course?
Well, I just brought up a great point.
Do your shins hurt from this obstacle? No, I'm laughing at the fact that fake news, like literally he said, this guy literally said that I have a microphone. I have a microphone. It's called me increasing my gain so that I increased my gain. I increased my gain. Does a woman, like, supposedly raising her voice, in your opinion, does this offend you? Does this hurt your feelings?
No, it doesn't offend them.
It sounds like it actually hurts your feelings. And I'm sorry that literally, here's what you said, right? When I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. All right, we'll just do what I normally do. Okay, so when I said that Joe Biden reached a 3.4% unemployment rate in April of 2023, you quite literally said, fake news, Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is a .gov resource, right? .gov website, and then also independently fact-checked by multiple resources, right, including like ADP, right, because ADP released their own job report in June that refuted the own job report that was released out by the Trump administration, right, from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Oh my God, right? So wait, that would also mean that I also shouldn't trust the current Bureau of Labor Statistics because now it's a right-wing resource under the Trump administration by his logic. But anyways, you literally said that the Bureau of Labor Statistics was fake news. That again, because facts hurt your feelings, because we did hit a 3.4% unemployment rate under Joe Biden, April of 2023. This is not just reported on by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You can also find it on the Fed, right? The Fed, or sorry, it's called Fred. That's the website, Fred. F-R-E-D, right? Like, it's not just there, okay? It's everywhere. You can find it in multiple places, okay? Like, right now, you're just having at it. Like, apparently I'm raising my voice. This guy gets offended when a woman just happens to talk louder. I have news for you. I don't know if you're familiar with this word or not. It's called projection. And so that's what it seems like you're trying to do, but specifically in this case, I just happen to know how to project my voice, because I don't know about you, but I actually did speech and debate in high school, and this is why I say that these are conversations, and it's not a debate. This is me having a conversation with you, but you have an incapacity of actually calming down and believing facts. Also, I found no data that proves that there has been this $6,000 increase in household income since January of 2025. There is nothing about that. In fact, it's been disproven by, guess what? The Senate. It's been disproven by a Senate committee. It's been disproven by a Senate committee, mind you, in the majority of Congress right now, right? It is, in fact, Republicans have the majority. And I appreciate you, Sorosky, but the caller can't hear you if I bring up a TikTok guess. But let's be clear. The Republican headed
Okay, so you're not even
Senate committee
You don't even want to have a civil.
has already disproven your claim that the household income has increased by $6,000. I'm so sorry that hurts your feelings.
It has.
Yes, it did. Oh, you guys are so ridiculous.
What about
Dude, I don't even think I can't even have a logical conversation with you because you don't believe
Exactly,
facts
because
and data.
I have
Because
facts,
you don't believe
and you
facts
have
and data.
facts.
You don't believe. So, okay, let's try this. Let's try this really quickly. 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 So if the Department of Labor Statistics, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, was a left-wing news source under the Biden administration, because we are now in Donald Trump's administration, is it not a right-wing news source and therefore shouldn't be believed because it's biased? It's biased now?
For you.
Actually, I'm doing pretty great. I don't need any sympathy. Yeah, facts. Facts that don't exist. Again, already been disproven by the Republicans in the Senate. Do they not realize that this stuff exists? I try Exodus. I don't know how I manage this. But damn. Is there going to be one reasonable caller? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you not use a voice modulator?
Oh, no, this is Oslo.
Okay. I was about ready to say, like, you sounded like Oslo, but I didn't want to assume. So, but go ahead, Oslo. Go ahead. There's a dog barking, so go ahead.
Job, and I'm really proud of you, and I think you're really smart and wonderful.
Oslo is awesome. If you're still in the TikTok chat, make sure to comment so everybody can hit follow. Oslo is a, I don't want to, like, what do you call yourself exactly?
I'm a curious little red monster.
There we go. Curious little red monster. I couldn't remember exactly how it was phrased. And oh my God.
All right, bye.
Bye, Oslo. Be sure to follow the curious little red monster. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How old are you? There he is. He commented hearts in the comments. How old?
67. 67 years old.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Sure did.
Do you still support him?
100%.
Did I talk to you the other day?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to let you know something. You know, it's very unfair.
I'm
that
okay.
You have a computer in front of you. And
It's just what I use to stream. How is that unfair?
You know, listen, I want to know how old are you?
Is it bad to use technology? I'm in my early 30s.
All right, you're in your early 30s. Okay,
Yep.
I'm 67 years old.
Mhm.
I've been in this country.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, ma'am.
Does age automatically equate to intelligence?
No, but
It doesn't?
With experience. It's with experience. I've been around more
So let's be clear, right? So yes, you have life experience, but life experience is different for every person. And since experience also does not equate to intelligence either, or even to knowledge, it would only give you knowledge in certain aspects on what life experience you've actually gone through. So for example, individuals that have gone through systematic oppression, that if they're in their, let's say their 80s now, they would certainly understand that that gives them a certain level of knowledge when it comes to systematic oppression, especially when it comes to racism and things like that. Just because you have experience or you've lived longer than me and you have a certain level of life experience, that life experience does not make you a subject matter expert in any way, shape, or form, depending on what it is.
I see how the world changed.
Oh, my bad, Megan.
67 years. in 67 years.
The whole world.
has changed.
What country have you
And
traveled
all
to?
you talk
What
about-
what
all
country
you
have you
talk
traveled
about
to?
is-
What
Listen,
country
all
have
you
you
talk about is-
what
let me finish.
country
All you
have
talk
you
about
traveled
how
to?
this country has to
What
spend- this
country have you traveled
this
to?
country is so broke. You
What
want us to
country
help people
have
in
you
the
traveled
Congo,
to?
in Africa? We gotta take care of the people here in America.
I didn't do that, and neither did I ask for that to happen.
I hear you talking all day.
Not about the Congo.
It's about Africa, what goes on over there.
I didn't talk about that.
Should we a genocide? Let them
That
kill
was
themselves.
so. Let's hold on, sir. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Honestly, calm down for a second. No, 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 sir. Calm down for a second. You have a very clear misunderstanding of what happened. The very first caller is the one that was saying that we needed to take care of the issues in South Africa, not me. I said I didn't give a fuck.
No.
I literally said I didn't give a fuck.
You go, oh, should we go in Gaza? Let me tell you about Gaza, too.
Old men just want to yell at women on the internet. Weird. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
That's a good one, Oslo. How old are you?
72.
Did you vote for Trump?
No, I just had to call in because that idiot you had on there talking about he's 67. I'm 72. He don't know it behind from a hole in the ground. Keep on doing the good work you're doing.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You have a good one, man.
All right.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Once you spread open your cheeks and imagine.
Why do men? Yes, I do get some sweet people, Angela. It's not often, but... Exactly. Thanks, Chris. Chris said, I'm an old man, and I agree with you. And Joe says, I'm 44, uneducated from West Virginia, and I agree with her. I'm just saying. No, I said, why do? Hi, guest. How are you? That is also true, Chris. They aren't. Okay. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Nigger.
Bet it make you feel real good to say that stuff. Guys on TikTok, can we two things? Let's go ahead and we're almost there. We need 8,000 more likes. And can we go ahead and just clear this live goal real quick? And then also just a friendly reminder on TikTok to don't forget to go watch, right? Go watch my first pin video so you know more about this contest. I feel like it's not getting pushed out enough. Exactly. Like, let's be clear. You can have life experience, but it depends on the quality of that life experience. So for example, somebody that has suffered through addiction is going to know a lot more about addiction than I will because I've not had that. I've not been faced with that before. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Nigger.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
2 in a row, nigger.
I just hope, so let's be clear. I hope you're back to watching my stream on wherever app, and you're getting so upset. I want you to know that I have your phone numbers, and I'm happy to look into it and find out where you work, and this is all recorded, and this is all recorded publicly, and I would be happy to show them the type of vitriol that you say on the internet. That's assuming you're at least 18 or older and don't live at home and work, right? If you are under the age of 18, I will find your parents. It's okay. Oh, I love the one that called from, like a child that called and did that from their parents' business phone. Or I should say that the parents had a family plan under their business name. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much on TikTok. Real quick, I'm going to mute you guys. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end it on all of the other streams. I appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, TikTok. I'm sorry it was a lot lower today than it normally is. That is multiple reasons because I'm trying new streaming techniques and whatnot. Yes, thank you, Mojo. I appreciate that so much. And so that's what's going to cause everything to be lower. Hopefully it corrects itself tomorrow. We'll find out. It's okay, though. Either way. Yeah, so I'll be back on tomorrow. About to end the stream over on Tubi. Sorry, YouTube, whatever. And I'll be back on live my normal time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern time on all the apps. No more calling. I'm already at my time. And it'll get better. It'll go back to its normal self. There we go. So we are going to...